Every WWE main roster wrestler injured and when they're actually returning. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Eric. On one half of the Viking Raiders, Eric was taken out of action last year and he needed some serious neck surgery. Whilst neck surgery is no laughing matter, it was said that Eric's neck fusion surgery was a success and that he was on the road to recovery. In Eric's absence, the other half of the Viking Raiders, Ivar, has been given a push up the card and has had prominent matches both on the main roster as well as NXT. In relation to when fans can expect Eric back on TV, according to the latest reports, there is no timeline for his return at this stage. Shotzi. In early 2024, it was confirmed that Shotzi had a torn ACL. She suffered the injury on February 13th during an NXT taping, and she's expected to miss approximately 9 months away from WWE programming. Asuka. Asuka is one of the most dependable wrestlers in WWE, so it was a big blow when it was announced that Asuka wasn't cleared to wrestle due to a knee injury. WWE are keeping the details of the injury under wraps, so it's not exactly clear when the Empress of Tomorrow will be able to wrestle again. Asuka received widespread praise from fans as well as her fellow wrestlers such as Nia Jax for pushing through her injury, so hopefully Asuka takes it easy and takes all the time she needs to heal up. Jimmy Uso. Shortly after WrestleMania 40, it was reported by numerous sources that Jimmy Uso was injured. Although information surrounding Jimmy's injury was limited, the injury was bad enough to keep Jimmy away from the 2024 WWE draft pool. WWE delivered an angle which saw Jimmy get kicked out of the bloodline on SmackDown, so it appears that Jimmy will return to WWE TV as a babyface. The idea of Jimmy reuniting with Jay has been thrown around, and it's only a matter of time before the Usos reunite as a babyface act and attempt to take down the new version of the bloodline led by Solo Sikoa. Zelen Vega. It was announced on social media on May 12, 2024 that Zelen Vega was injured. No details were even offered regarding the severity of the injury, yet WWE deemed it serious enough to pull Vega from the Queen of the Ring tournament. Vega was a reigning queen heading into the 2024 tournament, so it's a huge disappointment that she won't receive the opportunity to defend her crown. Sonia DeVille. Sonia DeVille is currently out of action with a torn ACL, and the good news is that DeVille should be ready to return to WWE TV very soon. The news came from a report from Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, yet it's not exactly clear when WWE will bring DeVille back into the fold. Biggie. Biggie broke his neck on SmackDown in 2022 and hasn't wrestled since. Biggie has made numerous WWE appearances since his neck injury, yet he hasn't been involved in any physicality. The latest injury update from Biggie isn't positive, as he's claimed that he may never be medically cleared to wrestle again, but he is in fact now pain-free. Whilst the idea of Biggie never wrestling again would be a very tough pill to swallow, it's evident that WWE see great value in his talents, and he has shined in his role as a pre-show commentator over the past few months. Charlotte Flair. Fans were stunned when Charlotte Flair posted videos on her social media page of her working out. In 2023, it was revealed that Flair had suffered a torn ACL, MCL, and meniscus, and the estimated time for the recovery is around 9 months, which would put Flair at a September 2024 return timeframe. Due to Flair's miraculous recovery, it's possible that Flair returns much earlier than this, but WWE want to make sure that Flair is 100% healed before having a wrestle on TV once again. Cruz Del Toro. LWO member Cruz Del Toro announced on Instagram in April that he recently underwent successful surgery to repair an arm-related injury. It wasn't even known that Del Toro was injured, so this was kept strictly under wraps by WWE. Little information is known about Del Toro's status, so it's impossible to offer a rough estimate of his return date. Rhea Ripley. Following WrestleMania 40, Rhea Ripley suffered an injury that was so substantial that she was forced to vacate the women's title. PWInsider.com reported that they were told by multiple sources that the injury occurred when Ripley was sent into the wall by Liv Morgan on Raw, and this injured the AC joint where her collarbone and right shoulder are connected. Ripley being injured was a major blow for WWE, as Ripley was without question the most popular female talent in the company, and her merch sales were through the roof. There are calls for Ripley to return as a babyface to TV, and based on how her final segment before her absence went down, this seems like the destination in which WWE are heading towards. There are mixed reports on exactly how long Ripley will be out of action for. Some sources state a couple of months, whereas some reports indicate much longer. Due to the WWE stripping Ripley off the title immediately, this seems to imply that she is expected to miss a substantial length of time, so the 4-month period would be a sensible recovery time estimate for the former women's champion. Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley was sent to compete in the 2024 King of the Ring tournament, yet just before his match was set to take place, WWE announced on their socials that Lashley was injured, and he was subsequently pulled from the tournament. It was said that Lashley's injury took place whilst he was training. No information has been provided regarding the nature of Lashley's injury, but hopefully it's not too serious and Lashley is ready to return relatively soon. Bobby Roode. Former NXT champion Bobby Roode is still very much a key part of WWE, yet due to the status of his neck, it's possible that he will never wrestle again. Roode has taken on the role of a WWE producer over the past 2 years, and this has been a role in which Roode has excelled in. Roode even worked closely with the final boss, The Rock, during the build to WrestleMania 40, which is a major achievement. Dominic Mysterio. It was previously reported that Dirty Dom Mysterio will be out of action for the foreseeable future as he needed surgery on his elbow. Mysterio has since debunked those reports, and whilst he's 100% definitely injured, he will be opting for physical therapy as opposed to major surgery. WWE are still keeping Mysterio's storylines going, which is great to see, yet when it comes to when Mysterio will be cleared, that's not public information at this stage. Drew McIntyre. WWE's resident top heel Drew McIntyre suffered a hyperextended elbow in April. Whilst not the worst injury in the world, it does mean that McIntyre has been unable to wrestle on WWE TV since. McIntyre has still been involved in storylines on Raw since his injury, and it's unknown when McIntyre will be back to hitting claymores, yet it's hopeful that he'll get the all clear before Clash at the Castle in Scotland, which is set for June. McIntyre is heavily rumoured to be challenging for the world title at the event, and it'd be a total dud if McIntyre isn't cleared to wrestle on the premium live event match card. Seth Rollins. It was confirmed following WrestleMania 40 that Seth Rollins was to undergo surgery for a torn meniscus. Rollins managed to compete multiple times at WrestleMania 40 in agonizing pain, and it wasn't until Rollins made a cameo in Night 2's main event that it was apparent that Rollins was seriously hurt. Due to the severity of the injury, it's unlikely that Rollins will be back anytime before the summer, and even that is a bold assessment of Rollins' timeline. 2025 seems a likely return date for the former WrestleMania main eventer, and some fans are already citing Rollins as an early favourite for the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble. Rollins has a dream feud with CM Punk waiting for him upon his return to TV, and it's entirely possible that Rollins vs Punk main events one of the nights of WrestleMania 41 next April, yet that obviously depends on both men staying healthy and getting the all clear. And lastly, CM Punk. It was truly devastating news in January when it was revealed that CM Punk had torn his triceps. Punk tore his triceps during the Men's Royal Rumble match, and what sucked about this was that it was Punk's first televised WWE match since 2014. Thankfully, the former WWE champion is indeed on the mend and is expected to be cleared to wrestle sometime in the summer. WWE have done the smart thing with Punk, as despite his injury, he's still been a common feature on Raw over the past few months, and his eventual matchup with Drew McIntyre is arguably the most anticipated match in the entire company. Punk's work on the mic has been truly tremendous, and he was even booked to be a focal part of WrestleMania 40, which delighted fans, as it initially looked like Punk was going to have to sit at home and miss the biggest WrestleMania of all time. But there you have it, folks. Every WWE main roster wrestler injured and when they will return. Can you believe so many wrestlers are injured? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.